Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Dr.Xenogen logging on for a quick tutorial on Open Ssh. This tutorial is just going to show you what Open Ssh is and then what you can do with it. So Open Ssh is a program that allows you to remote into your systems and take control of them from anywhere as long as you have an internet connection. For instance, I could launch up and log into my server on the other side of my room. And I can execute code such as echo hello world, or if I wanted to, I could always send code over there, have it compiled, and then sent back to my machine. But let's get into how you can do this. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to spin up a virtual machine, an Oracle box over here. So this is a machine I usually use for setting up and testing out software before I deploy it to my server. So give it a moment here. I can essentially use this as a way to show you how to install it and then how it's set up. Open Ssh is relatively easy to set up and to utilize. Hang on. There we go. So right here, I've gotten my VM. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Open in Terminal. This is going to open up the background. I'll show you guys how to set up your own VMs later for my VirtualBox tutorials. So sudo apt install Open Ssh. Really? Hang on. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. It's Open Ssh server. Open Ssh is built into Linux and most systems by default. So the only thing we're going to do is set up here is we're going to show you how to set up a server to be able to accept Open Ssh. And then I'm going to show you guys how you can use it to essentially balance your network loads and secure your system a bit more for Open Ssh. So the balancing tutorial I will do later on, but first and foremost, let's get into actually setting up Open Ssh. So first we're going to need to go to ECC, SSH, HD for config, ls. Wait a minute, did I go too far? ls-a. There we go. SSHD config. So sudo apt install nano. Nano is usually the editor I use. I'll uninstall this stuff later. So first, sudo nano hd config. So now we're going to be editing our SSH really quick, and I'm just going to show you why. Usually I stick off of the normal registry, so I'm going to remove a port 22 as a normal port. I usually go for either 4492 or any other port. There's a list of 53,624 ports, I do believe. So if you want to go on any of those ports, go for it, because there's not really anyone be stopping you from using those. So the other thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to disable root logins. Yes, we want to enable public key authentication. And since I don't have anything set up for this yet, we're just going to enable password authentication. And and I do believe that's it for right now. I do want to enable X11 forwarding because that's going to allow some awesome stuff down the road for you. So the last thing that we're going to want to do is we want to make sure everything else is properly set up, and looking to how you want to set up the server, a lot more. So the next thing we want to do is hit Control X, yes. Now we're going to want to do sudo system ctl enable sshd. That should work. Enable. Yeah, I will have to do that manually. Just to make sure your port is up and running, you can always do sudo apt install nmap. Nmap is a tool that a lot of people will use just to make sure your port is active. Always use telnet as well, just to see if you can actually make a connection. Make sure it's actually running on a certain port. So nmap 127.0.0.1, and it looks like it did not. Because it defaulted to the default port. Now sshd config Control C, Control X, restart. There we go. All ports. So it would be now this is going to take a moment here, so I'll probably skip this. But you get the point that I'm just trying to make sure that the port is actually open and actually enabled. There we go, 4492. So now that that's open and active, I will need to find out the IP address for this device. So I'm going to stop the recording here, and I will get back to you guys when I actually have my IP address for this, because I don't want to give you guys my internal IP address for my system. Alrighty, now that I've gotten the IP address and have done some additional configuration, and you will need to do that on these machines. For every VM that you're running on VirtualBox, you will need to configure port forwarding from your host, because the way VirtualBox acts nowadays, it acts very much like a network switch and a firewall built in. So unless you want to be able to access devices on the other side of VirtualBox, such as your VMs, Ubuntu, Arch Linux, whatever you may have, you're going to need to set up port forwarding, and I'll show you guys how to do that later on. But for right now, let's just right into how to do this. Now that I have actually done the setup process, all I need to do is just remote in. So now that I have connected to it, and this is in fact the VM, and I will prove it to you in just 1 second. There we go. I have now logged into my system here. So watch this. So I'm going to go down to CD desktop. Now touch new file .txt, and voila. And that's it. That's how you set up the Open SSH server. However, I will be showing you a tutorial soon enough on how to further configure it to actually make some updates and some changes to help protect your VMs or your servers if you're planning to run these as actual servers and services for your network. This will probably be up on Thursday along with my C++ tutorial, since I like to alternate now between C++ and Python. And I'll try to get at least 1 or 2 Linux tutorials out there per week, so that people will know how to set up new services, Apache, your own, if you want to write and deploy your own code, Docker, containers, ZFS. I will be showing you guys how to do that as I get around to it. And I will probably be doing a tutorial and a stream one of these days for configuring a new server. I am planning on setting up a huge data server, a GPU server down the road, and then a few other servers down the line. Right now, I am waiting on my tax returns, as I'm sure most of you are as well. I'll be putting some of that towards a few of my new servers, and then I will be putting that into more materials for me to learn, and then to put your guys' away as well, so we can learn some new stuff and learn some new skills. But the new things I will be teaching sometime after I get down the main programming language tutorials is probably going to be ethical hacking. So please look forward to that. And until next time, Dr.Xenogen, signing off.